Hare Krishna. Wishing you all a very, very happy Pandava Nirjala Ekadasi. So, Pandava Nirjala Ekadasi is upcoming, and I wish you all a happy fasting. This is the most important Ekadashi in the Ekadashi calendar or the Vedic calendar, and it gives us benefit, spiritual benefit, and millions and millions of lifetime our sins are vanquished by this one fast in a year. So I will talk about the scientific significance of Ekadashi fasting, and then I go on to the spiritual side and the Vedic history of this Pandava Nirjala Ekadasi. In 2009, two scientists won a Nobel Prize for finding a substance called telomere. What is this telomere? The telomere is a capsule or a cap on our DNA, on our chromosome, which contains the information. And this is also called as the junk DNA. Why it is called a junk DNA is because it doesn't contain any information. Otherwise, DNA contains all the information about a human being, what kind of male, female, what is his age, and etc. etc. That is why you see DNA findings are there nowadays when any crime happens or something like that. So, how did they relate this junk DNA or telomere? That they related that the human life, the longevity of it, depends on the length of the telomere, which is like a capsule at the end of a shoelace. If the capsule opens, the cap opens, and then the shoelace gets disintegrated. So this telomere, the longer the telomere, the longer the human being lives. And then when, as a human being grows old, this telomere size keeps on reducing. But then the scientists did more research, and they found out that if somebody is doing a 36-hour fasting, then this telomere, again the size increases or it remains intact, and the speed by which the telomere is reducing, our junk DNA is reducing, it slows down. And you know, we fast all on Ekadashi day, which is 2 Ekadashis in a year, which is the 11th day of the lunar cycle of the Vedic calendar. And they also found out that on the 11th day, is human being body is 72% water, and if you have noticed, on the full moon day it is a high tide, and on a Amavasya day it is a low tide in the ocean. So when moon has so much effect on the sea water, our body, which consists of 72% water, also gets affected by the moon. And they have also found out that on the 11th day, the power of the moon's force or effect is the highest. That is why it is recommended that we all fast on Ekadashi day. 24 Ekadashis in a year. If some days it is a Purushottam month in a year, like a leap year or something like that, or every 3 years, it becomes 26 Ekadashi. Sorry, not the leap year, but any Vedic calendar in which any year there is a Purushottam month, then the Vedic calendar or a lunar calendar has 13 months. In that year, the Ekadashi is 26 Ekadashis. So now let's move on to the spiritual significance and the historic story behind it. The Vedic story behind it. Pandavas, Bhimsen was the most strongest. It is said that 10,000 Bhimsen is stronger as equal to 10,000 elephants. So everybody used to fast, and one day Bhimsen approached Vyasadeva that, "Oh Muni, I am unable to fast." The Jatra Agni. The another name for Bhimsen is Vrikodara, because he used to feel very hungry, and the fire in his belly, or Jatra Agni when we call it, was very, very fierce. So anything he used to eat, it used to get digest very, very quickly. So he is unable to fast, and he saw that all his brothers and Draupadi and Kunti Maharani, everybody is fasting. So then he approached Vyasadeva and he said that, "Please give me some suggestion that I can't fast on Ekadashi." Then Vyasadeva said, "Nothing doing, everyone has to fast on Ekadashi." Then Bhimasena explained him that, "Look, I am very hungry, I get very hungry because the fire in my belly is very fierce." So Vyasadeva said, "Fine, there is a solution to it. In Jeshta month, there is one Ekadashi. On that Ekadashi, when it is peak summer in June, May or June, it comes as per the lunar calendar. So in this year, it is falling on 18th June 2024, and every year it keeps on changing as per the lunar calendar. So on this day, if you fast without water for 36 hours, then you get the punya, you get the benefit of all the Ekadashis in a year." So he said, "Fine." Then Bhimasena fasted, and all the Pandavas also fasted without water on that day. That is why it is also called Pandava Nirjala Ekadasi. Ekadashi, Ekadasi, that means Ekadashi is the servant, one servant, Ekadasi of Krishna. And like Tulsi Maharani is very dear to Krishna, Ekadashi Devi is also very, very dear to Krishna. And Krishna has given a boon to Ekadashi Devi that whoever fasts on the 11th day, I will vanquish all his sins. Millions and millions of lifetimes we have accumulated those sins, and I also grant him a place in my Dhama, Golok Vrindavana. So that, and if we fast on Ekadashi, the devotion, the Bhakti Rupi seed, it gets watered and it flourishes. So I would request you all to fast on this Nirjala Ekadashi, Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi, and take maximum benefit from it. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Wishing you all once again a very, very, very happy and a spiritually enlightening Pandava Nirjala Ekadashi. Thank you so much. Hari Bol.